When most people think about crypto, they picture two things: huge gains and huge losses. One friend made a fortune with Bitcoin, another lost everything in an exchange collapse. That's the paradox of crypto. It's either gold or garbage, depending on how you enter. This video is for those who are about to take their first step. If you're here for hype, you might be disappointed, but if you want to understand what makes some crypto choices smart, especially for beginners, then you must stick around. Let's start where it all began. Bitcoin is the first thing anyone should look into when exploring crypto. Not because it's trendy, but because it's simple. It was made to be a form of money that no one can mess with. No one can print more. No central bank, no government, no billionaire with too much influence. Just a fixed amount of digital coins released over time by a global network of machines. People call it digital gold for a reason. You can't use it for everything. You can't program it to do complex financial stuff like you can with other coins. But what you do get is scarcity, security, and transparency. If you're someone who's worried about inflation, who doesn't fully trust the traditional financial world, or who just wants a long-term way to store value, Bitcoin gives you that option. It moves slowly. Transactions can take a while and it's not flashy, but that's the point. It's not meant to be exciting, it's meant to last. If Bitcoin is a vault, Ethereum is more like a digital engine. With Ethereum, you can build things, apps, marketplaces, contracts that run automatically. It's where most of the activity in crypto happens. Think of decentralized finance, NFTs, crypto games, most of it started here. Ethereum isn't just a coin you buy and hold, it's also the fuel for an entire network. That makes it more flexible, but also more complex. It can get expensive to use when many people are active at once. And there's always something being updated or improved behind the scenes. It's not as stable as Bitcoin, but it's the place to be if you want to see what crypto can actually do. For a beginner, Ethereum can feel like a jungle, but it's worth exploring because it helps you understand why crypto isn't just about money. It's about building new systems from scratch where code replaces middlemen. Now, since Ethereum can become expensive, we need a way to do things more cheaper. And that's where Solana comes into play. Solana isn't some newcomer trying to prove itself. It's been battle tested. Over the past few years, it's gone through more than most chains ever will. Network outages, harsh public criticism, and one of the biggest scandals in crypto history, the collapse of FTX. For a moment, everyone thought Solana would go down with it. After all, FTX and Alameda were deeply involved in the ecosystem, but Solana didn't disappear, it actually rebuilt. And not just technically. It came back stronger with more independent developers, more real-world use cases, and far less reliance on centralized backers. In a space where projects vanish at the first sign of pressure, Solana stuck around and then took off again. Right now, Solana is being used in ways that actually matter to people. Mobile apps, real-time payments, on-chain gaming, NFT marketplaces, decentralized social media. All things that need speed, low cost, and a kind of user experience that doesn't make your head spin. And that's exactly where Solana shines. Transactions cost less than a cent and settle in seconds, making it feel more like using a web app than dealing with blockchain infrastructure. It's also become a favorite among creators and entrepreneurs who want to build fast and ship often. From meme coins to serious finance apps, Solana's flexibility and low fees have given it a kind of street-level energy that Bitcoin and Ethereum don't really offer. Of course, it's not perfect, it's more centralized than Bitcoin, and its past network outages still get brought up in debates. But Solana has answered those concerns with action, rolling out upgrades, scaling solutions, and continuing to grow its validator set. Most importantly, it's still here. Not because it got lucky, but because the network does something people actually want to use. For someone just starting out in crypto, Solana offers a window into what the future might look like. Fast, cheap, user-friendly, and built for more than just holding value. If Bitcoin is the vault and Ethereum is the engine room, Solana is the fast-moving playground where ideas are tested, adopted, and if they work, scaled quickly. That's not a promise of guaranteed returns, however, but it is a sign of strength. When the storm came, Solana took the hit and kept building. And that kind of bounce back isn't easy to find in crypto. And for many, that's exactly what makes it worth watching and maybe even holding. Before I further help you on what you could do, I want to take a quick moment to let you know that I'm not a registered financial advisor and that my videos are always meant to be educational and entertaining only. Make sure to do your own research and to only invest money you're willing to lose, because even though you can gain a lot in crypto, you'll most likely lose it all. It's also important to keep your crypto and online activity secure. And for that, I've put links in the description to VPNs and hardware wallets, so make sure to use those. Which also brings me to the second part of this video. Let's say you've bought a little Bitcoin, a bit of Ethereum, and maybe even some Solana. That's already more than most people ever do. But here's where it gets serious. How do you keep it safe? If you're holding it on an exchange, it's not really yours. And that might sound strange, but unless you hold the keys, which are the actual codes to your crypto, you're just trusting someone else to give it back when you ask. And history shows that sometimes they don't. FTX, Mt. Gox, Celsius, these were not small platforms. They were giants, and when they collapsed, so did the coins of millions of users. Now, I did videos on scams and hacks before as well, so be sure to check one of them up here. Now, there's a lot of ways you can lose your Bitcoin, Ethereum or Solana, and I want to help you prevent that. Crypto is about freedom, but freedom comes with responsibility. Once you decide to hold your own crypto, you're not just an investor, you become your own bank. And that's powerful, but it also means you can't call a hotline if you forget your password. There's no reset button. And this is where hardware wallets come in. These are physical devices that store your crypto keys offline. That means hackers, spyware or phishing links can't get to them. They don't live on your phone. They don't live in the cloud. They live in your pocket or in your drawer at home. Now, there are several brands out there, as you've seen in the background right now, and some of them are like USB sticks. Others have screens and buttons, but all of them share the same goal, giving you complete control over your money. And that's worth more than any coin. Most of them have been covered on my channel as well, so I'll be sure to link the hardware wallet playlist at the end of this one to help you make a decision. In the meantime, Tangem is probably the most beginner-friendly wallet you can get. Instead of buttons or wires, it looks like a regular credit card. You tap it against your phone and that's it. No batteries, no complicated setup. And the best part, your private key never leaves the card. Even if your phone gets stolen, wiped or stops working, your crypto is still safe. You can set up multiple cards as backup so you're not depending on just one. And because there's no screen or app inside the card itself, there's nothing that can really break. And that simplicity is why a lot of new users prefer it. Tangem isn't for everyone though. If you want to hold hundreds of coins or do complex trades daily, there are more advanced wallets out there. But if you're starting out and you just want a safe way to hold your Bitcoin, Ethereum and Solana without having to learn code or read manuals, this is a very solid place to begin. Now let's bring it together for you. You don't need to chase the next big thing to succeed in crypto. You just need to start with things that are strong, proven and beginner friendly. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, each of them teaches you something different. Bitcoin shows you what it means to store value. Ethereum teaches you about digital systems. Solana introduces you to speed and experimentation. But none of that matters if you don't stay in control. Investing in crypto isn't just buying coins. It's about learning how to protect them. A hot wallet isn't a bonus, it's the foundation. And if you're going to build anything on top, you want that foundation to be strong. So if you're just getting started, start smart. Learn, experiment, secure what you own. And remember, in crypto, the best investment you can make is understanding how it works. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Doei!